you won't be happy if you're not happy with who you are. No matter how much everybody else is infatuated with you, it doesn't matter if you don't like who you are. That's the most important thing.
I feel like the world sometimes sees me as being very confident, sometimes arrogant in the sense, and that's the complete opposite because most of the time I'm just as insecure as you are.
You know, that's difficult, but I think it'd be selfish of us to kind of be like, oh, like to be ungrateful, because it's so much more than, like, seeing, like Ali said, all the people's faces when we perform and, like, people smiling and crying and telling us how much we help them, like, that is so much more than any of, like, what we do. At home, like, you know, you just, like, sit and you watch their interviews and you laugh and whatever, like, they make your day, and I feel like, oh my God, I'm gonna start crying. But it's something as simple as, like, sorry. It's something as simple as, like, people telling you that, like, they're having a hard time at home or in school, and, like, they're like, you girls got me through the day, and you girls made me smile today. Like, it's so difficult for people to understand how much it means to a person that's going through something. So I think it's such an honor for us to be that for other people. Something that I try to work on is, I think it's important to find the fun in everything, just because obviously we're, you know, 17, 18, 19, doing something that at the end of the day is considered a job legally. But I feel like if you think of it as work, then you're just so tired all the time, and you can't, I think it's important to not take things too seriously, because then you lose the fun out of it. You can't think that this is like all there is to life. You know what I mean? So just finding fun and finding the beautiful things. If you don't enjoy it, then nobody else will enjoy it. And then work ethic and everything else, that all turns to poop.
No matter how famous I get, no matter how crazy everything gets, I'm always gonna be true to who I am and true to who I love.
I don't think that I will ever get to a point where I feel like I'm too good for people. Nobody is more important than anybody else, whether you have 3 million Twitter followers or 2. Like, everybody is going through the same things. So.
Because life is hard, dude. People are mean, and that's gonna happen. It's gonna continue to happen for the rest of your life, whether you're 60, 40, 2 years old, it's just gonna continue to happen. So I think the most important thing from me to you would be to believe in yourself and to have that confidence come from within you, and to not need the validation of everyone around you to feel important, because at the end of the day, like, you were born with you and you're gonna die with you, so you need to love you. There's like a love in the eyes. Like, it's not like, oh, I love you because you're a celebrity, oh my God. It's more like, I love you because you're you and you inspire me.
To me, love is everything.
So I wish everybody's phone would turn off for an hour. Everybody around the world would just, their phones would turn off for an hour, so nobody had it.
We don't know how to
Somebody
communicate
said
anymore.
that.
Right, yeah, we
Explain
were doing a show,
really
and like
awesome.
we were doing like an acoustic performance, and it was like everyone in the room had their phones up and were watching us through a screen. I was like, I want for this song, I want everybody to put their phones down and just be with us.
Yeah.
Like, you're with us.
Yeah.
In person.
Really awesome.
Be present.
Be present.
Thanks.
Yeah. Like, it's like, how many opportunities do you get to just like be in front of like the people that you look up to so much? You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like, look at me.
And
Let's
those
have a
videos are
connection.
crap.
And then literally the whole time you were watching it just through the screen. You weren't even looking at it.
Exactly.
Right.
That was
Missing out on
really, like,
everything.
favorite moments you've ever.
Yeah, I think the anonymity of social media just allows it makes people think that they're allowed to say whatever the hell they want, and there's no repercussions for it, because at the end of the day, nobody knows who you are. You're a person behind a computer screen. And so there's just this room for so much hatred and so much like throwing out things that clearly you would never say to a person. And like, if you were looking at that person face to face, you would never in a million years dare to say something like that. If you wouldn't say it to their face, do not say it online.
Also, they don't see the consequences of what's happening.
Exactly.
Like, they don't see the consequences of, you know, maybe somebody from Five Sauce is reading it. Like, it hurts their feelings. It hurts our feelings.
But if no one is active about being against that, then it might happen.
I think my favorite part about this whole thing has been that at 15, 16, we were working with some of the best musicians in the entire world.
Come on.
And meeting them. And especially, that's the part that I'm most grateful for.
Me
is that
too, man.
having music be your passion, and at such a young age, getting to work around the people that you admire and that you look up to, and getting to write with some of them. Like, that is really, really incredible.
It was so crazy, and it changed me so much as a person. And it was like,
it was like that time where I found myself and had to. There wasn't a choice. It was like either find yourself or lose yourself, and then know who you are and stick to that, you know? And it was such a lesson for me at such a young age, but I'm so glad it happened.
You know, I don't know if there's ever a point where you step away from normalcy, because that's what keeps you grounded, and that's what keeps your brain like sane, is to make sure that you know at the end of the day you're still a normal person.
Yeah, I still feel pretty normal.
Me too, yeah, I'm 100% still normal too.
I like weird people.
Yeah.
I love eccentric people. I love people who are unafraid to be themselves.
If you could have a guy only work out one muscle group, which one would you want them to pick?
His brain.
Oh, curveballs all over the place.
LGBT rights.
Yes! Come on. You mean human rights?
Human rights, yes.
I don't like spending a lot of time not being happy, because then I feel like I'm getting older and not like using my time properly. It was very raw and real and like not trying hard, which I love that. It was different.
I think maybe is to just not ever limit yourself of what it is that you can do or who you can be, because I feel like humans are like ever evolving, and we kind of like change what we love and who we are like as fluidly as we want to, you know what I'm saying? And we can create whoever we want, so just never limit yourself and always kind of keep searching for yourself.
I think, yeah, like at the end of the day, they are the reason why we're here. You know what I mean? And I feel like, you know, no matter how tired you are, no matter, you know, what the situation is, like you have to keep in mind that those people are there to love and support you. And you have to, and you have to just give them all of that love, because that person doesn't know that you're tired or had a bad day. Like if you're like nasty or rude to somebody, they're just gonna leave sad, and it's like, you know, why would you want to do that to somebody? I think it's really important to, you know, make sure that you're giving all the love that you can to the people that have, you know, they're the reason why we're here.
That's nice. I don't like how sort of like the raw talent and naivety that comes with that is sort of taken advantage of a lot of the time. I don't like that they use people who have dreams and who genuinely love art and like sort of like put them in this web of contracts and like take from them and take so much from them, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand that, because the music industry generates so much money that it doesn't, I don't understand why it has to be as greedy as it is. I would help remedy that a little bit, and also probably like the selfishness that comes with it.
Amen.
Like it kind of is self-indulgent and egotistical, and it sort of like indulges that a lot. And so I sort of find a way to balance that out.
Yeah, I also feel like just because of social media and how fast-paced our culture is, I miss the days where like artists would just spend hours and hours just like perfecting their craft, whether it would be like learning how to play an instrument or writing, or like, you know, Prince played so many instruments, and that's like hours and like that's 10,000 hours where people just like slave over their craft. And I feel like in the music industry nowadays, like because everything moves so fast, there's always another intention. Like it's always like to get a lot of likes or for like fame, money, whatever it may be. And I just wish that it was more kind of just like about the craft and people just like bettering their craft just because they love it, like instead of just trying to get somewhere fast. It's true, at the end of the day, like we're all from different places and different countries and celebrate different cultures and worship different gods, but at the end of the day, we really are just a family living under one home, which is the earth.
All of the shit that they've been going through for years, like before we even knew about it, before it became a global problem. And that, like, it just put so many things in perspective for me, because I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Like spending so much time worried about bullshit and distractions when people are suffering every single day around the world. People are suffering. The fact that we get to be in this room and you all have iPhones in your hands and are recording this, like, that is a privilege that you don't even know. Like, you don't even know the privilege it is because you've never known anything else. And that, like, that movie fucking rocked my world. So I encourage you to watch documentaries. I encourage you to watch movies and films and read books that teach you something about what's out there, what's beyond this and what's beyond yourself. Like, for real. It helps your sanity. there's so much stigma in like just being who you are and fitting whatever mold you want to, and like figuring yourself out. And although that's an amazing thing and everybody should be doing that as well, like if you were to keep an open mind about the way others choose to express themselves, like that doesn't allow room for hate in your heart, because you have this opening of understanding, you know what I'm saying?